Okay guys, these are all the tools I'll be using to tint the car today. Of course, you need the window film to tint the car itself. I have a microfiber tile cloth. I have two squeegees, one for the actual tint and one to clean the windows. I have a razor blade. I have a small utility knife with a stainless steel blade that won't cut the glass. And I have a soapy water bottle. So I prefer to use baby shampoo in my soapy water bottle, but you can also use dishwashing liquid. So just put about 2 tablespoons of baby shampoo or dishwashing liquid in your soapy water bottle and fill it up with water. The first thing you want to do is clean the outside of the window. So get your soapy water bottle and spray it down, and take your squeegee and wipe the window. Now we are going to cut the window film out, and hopefully the camera is picking this up. You see these little dots right here? That's called a dot matrix. So we are going to cut all the way around this dot matrix that encircles the entire window, and that will give us the exact shape for this vent window. Also, it might be a good idea to keep some type of cloth nearby so you can prevent the inside of your car from getting wet. I'm going to be using a microfiber towel because this is a brand new car. Before you cut your film out, you need to make sure the transparent layer is the layer on top facing you. And then the tint should be the second layer underneath of the clear layer. The easiest way to check for this is to take your knife and peel the first layer up. And as you can see here, the clear layer is on top and the dark layer is on the bottom. This is what the dark layer looks like, and this is the clear layer. The clear layer is a protective layer that protects the window film from getting dusty and dirty. The actual tint itself is sticky and has a layer of adhesive on it, so dust, or just about anything really, is able to stick quite easily to the adhesive side of the film. Now we're going to spray the window again, and then you want to lay out enough tint to cover the entire window. You don't want to have any gaps. It's super important to not have any gaps whatsoever because they will show up on the inside. So once you have the entire window covered, just cut the film with your knife. Now you want to line the bottom of the film with the bottom of the dot matrix. If you can't see it, you can use a flashlight on your phone or from any other light source. Take your squeegee and lock the film into place by squeegeeing the water out of the film so the film won't move on you when you're cutting it. Now you can cut the sides and top of the film out. I'm using my phone's flashlight so I can see where I need to cut, which is right outside of that dot matrix I already showed you. If you line the bottom of the film directly with the bottom of the dot matrix, you will not have to cut the bottom of the film at all. This top piece is big enough to fit the other side, so I'm going to save this piece for the other window so I don't waste any film. Now we are going to clean the inside of the window. So get your soapy water and a towel or cloth so the inside of the car won't get wet. I'm using a razor blade on this window because this car previously had tint on it and there's still some glue residue on the window. You really only need to use a razor blade to clean the window if there's glue from a previous tint job or stickers that were left on the inside, or if the window is just very dirty. If you see glue or dirt on the windows, you want to make sure you get that off because once you put the tint over it, the glue will definitely be noticeable and a lot more pronounced because now there's a dark background behind the dirt that makes it stand out a lot more. So you see, I basically cleaned this window 3 times. Twice with the razor blade to get any glue remnants off, and the 3rd time with my squeegee. Having a clean window is super important if you want your tint job to look good. Now we're going to wet the outside of the window again and put some heat on the film. This window is fairly flat, so we probably don't need to heat shrink this film, but I'm going to show you guys anyway. Heat shrinking the film makes your job easier and allows the film to take the shape of the window, so you shouldn't have any fingers or bubbles popping up when you lay it on the inside. So I have my heat gun, and you want to use it on the highest setting. And here's a couple of important pointers. You never want to hold it in place. You want to continuously move it back and forth, not too fast, but at a steady pace. You definitely do not want to hold it close to the paint of the car, because the paint will bubble up and it will destroy your paint. This thing gets extremely hot. It can also melt the rubber seals surrounding the window, so don't point it at any rubber on the car. When you put the heat gun down after using it, don't let the nozzle touch anything on the car, on the interior or exterior. It will burn a hole in whatever it touches. Don't let the nozzle touch your skin. Don't let it touch anything on the inside or outside of the car. Always lay the heat gun on the ground. Just never lay it on anything that can burn. So you want to start from the top and squeegee all of the liquid down from the sides in the middle and just go back and forth. See, there's a finger right there. You want to heat that up until it squiggles up like this. Then squeegee down on it. Just keep coming down with your squeegee until you don't see any more fingers popping up at the bottom of the tint. Now you want to spray the inside of the window and take your knife and peel back the clear top layer and slowly peel it down. As you peel it down, spray the tint generously. Then lift the film up from the back and try not to touch the front of the tint anywhere, because your fingers are dirty and we don't want any dust or dirt on the film. Then place the film on the inside of the window, and now we can squeegee out the inside. Once you're inside the car, you want to place the window film in the proper place. You don't want to see any gaps anywhere. And now we can squeegee all of this water out. Start by squeegeeing up and down and then squeegee to the sides. While you're squeegeeing, you want to use a firm, medium pressure. If you squeegee too softly, you will leave a lot of excess moisture in the film and it could turn into bubbles. So you want to make sure you get as much moisture out as you possibly can. See how good this looks? Now let's take a look at it from the outside. And it's looking pretty good. This is a 20% smoke tint, by the way, just in case you were wondering. I will post another video for the front and rear window soon. I didn't want to post a super long 30-minute video. This window is fairly flat, but you may have a more curved window that may have more fingers that pop up, so it might need to be heat shrunk more than this particular window was. But what the heat gun does is basically it makes the film take the shape of the glass. And this window was fairly flat, so I probably didn't need to use the heat gun, but not all windows will be this flat. So if your window has more of a curvature to it, You will need to use the heat gun because if you don't, you're going to have a lot of fingers and bubbles when you put that film on the inside of the glass because the film will not be able to lay flat to your window.